All right, SML, what's going on? I've got Coop here, and we've got what could be the last mock draft before the actual team draft that's coming up on Saturday. What's going on, Coop?
Not much, man. Here to talk about who's going where some more, to make Tiny and NYT mad.
Yeah, they seem to be over it yet. Yet Tiny keeps talking about what team he's going to take, so he's only over everybody else talking about it, I guess. All right, so we'll start. We'll just alternate picks, and so that I don't make my own pick. Let me see where you're picking. You're picking. Oh, you're picking 24, so you would be doing
Pretty
your
far
own pick.
down there, so
All right, so when we get
yeah,
when we
we
get to
can
your
we
pick,
can double up or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll pick Prime. Um, I've said it. I don't think it's going to change. I've got Prime going Colts. Um, I just don't see any way that he passes on Anthony Richardson. Colts drafted a quarterback in the top five. Hasn't he played a season with the Colts and Jacob Eason? There's no way he passes up on Anthony Richardson. So Colts at number one.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. The last time he had a good quarterback with the Colts was the year that Andrew Luck retired, and we started right before he retired. So
Yep.
yeah, this will be a good one.
Yeah. I just don't see any way to pass on it. All right, so who do you have me taking at number two?
Um, for today, I've got you as the Bears.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know you kind of narrowed it down to a couple, but yeah, I mean, you were the Browns before, and that's your team, but there's not a lot to do with some of the top teams. So for now, I've got you as the Bears. They aren't as bad, as not nearly as bad as they were last year. They've got some pieces to work with, and you can kind of do what you want, especially because of the cap and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an extra first round draft pick. There's an extra second in season two. Um, to me, they're my number one pick right now, as of this recording. Now I'll play a game with the Bengals tomorrow or something, and then that'll flip flop. But I think I mean, we saw just the game that's playing right now. What is it? Kyler Murray taking off running with Tiny. Running quarterbacks are going to be really good this year, and there's none faster than Justin Fields other than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Fields is pretty fast. I know we did some scrimmages and stuff, and we were just kind of messing around, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna be tough.
All right, so then we got Matt at three. Matt's kind of been. He started out what he had three teams. He said the Ravens, the Seahawks, and the Panthers, and then today he said no Panthers. I think he's going with the Seahawks. Um, Seahawks are his favorite team. They're in the NFC, which I think is going to be the easier conference. I don't know necessarily that that's why he would pick them, but I think that would be I guess you could say a pro of picking them. Maybe not one of his main reasons for taking them, but it wouldn't be a bad thing that it's going to be a weaker conference. You look at the teams in the NFC West, the only one you really got to worry about is the 49ers. And it looks like I think maybe Woods takes them. Maybe they fall because of the cap, but it's one team. He can get his team. He gets a young receiver in Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's going to be a superstar. They got those two corners. Geno Smith is really the only problem, and I think this is almost a case where he doesn't really love any other team, so might as well go with the team that he likes.
Yeah, and I mean, I was Seahawks the entire last cycle,
Mm-hmm.
and they're only better now. So
Yeah,
this is about as fun as they're gonna probably be. I mean, other than outside of Geno, you can still use him for a season or two if you want. He can try to find a quarterback. I know that's not something everybody wants to do in Madden,
yeah,
but I mean, it's a fun team, and they're all young. So
yeah, absolutely. So pick four is QP. Who do you have him taking?
just Chargers, man. I mean, if they're there, that's
Yeah,
he's been waiting for this moment ever since he joined SML, and this is basically the best shot he's had. So
yeah. I don't see any way he passes on them. He didn't take him in primer, which means if he's gonna have him in one league, you would think it would be SML. All right,
I
number
think four
five,
is
Dan.
safe.
So Dan's another one. He's been pretty vocal about it. I'm gonna go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt and say he takes the Steelers here. So I've got Dan taking Steelers.
Yeah, I think he'll that'll probably end up these first. Well, as of today, these first five look good. I think.
Yeah.
And as a Steelers fan, and the defense is stacked, and I think he can kind of make that team. It kind of fits his style too. So
Yeah, absolutely. So pick 6. Who do you have for Woods? This is kind of, to me, this is where the draft kind of takes a turn because the first 5, I think, outside of maybe me and Matt having a secondary team, I don't think the other 3 even have a second team. I think that they're basically locked in. So Woods is where it gets interesting to me. Who do you have him taking?
um, so Woods is kind of the wild card for me. That always kind of he's always in the top 10. He picks pretty high, and I don't ever really know where he's going. Today I'm going to give him the 49ers.
49ers. Okay. I like
But I'm
it
sure
because
he's got another team in the mix, but I don't know who that is.
I saw he posted something about Carolina today. I could maybe see Carolina. They
He
have
throws smoke too, so that's why I never know.
He does. They have the superstar quarterback, so maybe, but that 49er defense is so good. I don't know. I think that's who he's going to go with. I still, even with the cap issues, I think that's where he goes. All right, so number 7, I've got Meats, and this is my pick. I've got no question here. If it falls like this, Meats absolutely is going to take the Eagles. That team is loaded, and they're good enough that they can get him possibly his best chance at a Sombardi, I think. So I think he sees them sitting in the NFC. He sees a loaded team with so much talent on that team. He can trade for anything he wants, basically. I mean, anywhere he feels like he may have a need. He's got, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick. He's got guys all over that defense that he has enough excess he can trade and get whatever he needs. Offense is set. As long as he can deal with Jalen Hurts and his throw power issues, which now we got Gunslinger, and then the coaching trees will get him another throw power. This team just makes too much sense here.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, they were in the Super Bowl, and then in Madden, they have no cap issues. They're young. I was watching part of one of their preseason games, and they have like role players I liked, like younger ones,
Yeah,
like that they've just picked up on the offseason. I had no idea. I'm like, that team's, yeah, that's easily the best team I think in the game
yeah.
to start off with.
And depending on when we start and how they do their rosters, they may have Greedy Williams and Miles Jack too. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't. You,
yeah, it's crazy, man. I was watching the preseason. I was like, wow, they got all
yeah,
these guys now too. I was like, that's wild.
you're talking about they're so loaded. They cut Greedy Williams and Miles Jack retired. Like that's how much talent they have on that team.
Yeah,
All right, so
yeah,
your pick at
crazy.
8, your boy D Muse. Where do you think he
Um,
goes?
I don't even know if he's even played the game yet.
Mm-hmm.
For now, I'm just gonna say he's gonna take his Saints. Even I think they're kind of one of the bottom in that bottom 10, close to the bottom 5 for me. But
Really, I think they're actually kind of good. Um,
okay, well, I haven't looked at him because I assume he was picking them, so that's
I actually haven't looked
one of
at
the
them
lower
either. I'm just
teams I
going
didn't
off of
look
last
at.
year and what they've done since. Olave had a really good season, so I assume he's gone up and is better. And then you have Kamara. You've got the defense really is where I think they kind of shine the most. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't go Saints. And even now
Yeah,
they have Carr instead of James Williams. So or
yeah,
James
they may not
Winston.
be bad. You're gonna be, you know, dealing with cap issues, but there's a lot of teams like
Yeah,
that, so you can
and
work
he's
it
kind
out.
of used to it. He took the Saints initially before the blip. Then he took the Cardinals, who also had cap issues. So I think he'll be okay with the cap part.
Yeah.
Derek Carr might have too much throw power for him, though. All right, so 9 is Finn's. Finn's not really a guy that's been around much lately, so he hasn't really talked about teams he wants. Um, I I'm kind of on the fence here. I could see him going Dolphins, um, but I don't really think he wants to be in that AFC East. I, this is a tough one for me. I'm not sure where I see him
I
going
don't know
because
if today I don't know if Fens knows what he'd do here at this
yeah,
point, so
I mean that's fair. He really hasn't been very vocal about it. So for me, it's almost process of elimination. I don't see him taking anybody in the AFC North. Um, he just had the Bengals, and they're the best team left there. So I don't think he's taking them. I don't think he's taking the Chiefs and playing QP there. You know what? I'm gonna give him the Panthers.
Okay.
I
I mean,
don't.
that could happen. I don't know that he knows yet, so
Yeah, I
it's
don't think they're
possible.
a great team. I think they have a really good defense and they have that superstar quarterback. And I think that maybe what puts him over the edge there. I think he could take the Panthers, and if he wants, maybe he trades Bryce Young for something else.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally possible. That's a good team.
And he'll be a young quarterback. I mean, under 85, so he can be traded. Maybe he does something crazy like that. I don't know. I just don't really see him taking that AFC East team. All right, so Faz at 10. What do you think? Does he go Jags or somewhere else?
Um, he kind of said he was like 50-50 too. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna go ahead and give him the Falcons. I think that was one of the teams other than the Jags he's looking at.
yeah.
And then probably try to make some stupid trade for Troy Anderson or something right off the bat. So
Yeah, I like that pick, especially if I end up with the Bears. So you give Finns the Panthers in a division that has Faz and D-Muse, and then whoever ends up with the Bucks. So that works out. Um, that means 11 is Dump. Dump's going with a stud quarterback and probably the best team left on the board. He's been talking about the Chiefs a lot, but I don't think he goes Chiefs here. I think the best quarterback may be Joe Burrow, and Dump has been on the Burrow train for a while. So I think if Joe Burrow's there in the Bengals, with only Dan in the division, I think Dump will go with the Bengals, despite uh, everybody saying he runs from competition. I think just when you look at the teams left, it's a no-brainer. He's going to take the better team.
yeah, that may be a coin flip pick there for him too, because I think he is high on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
But I mean, honestly, the Bengals are like in Madden are probably better for sure.
yeah. So 12 is Mike. This is one that I'm unsure about. What do you have Mike doing here at 12?
So Mike has mentioned the Cowboys, and I think his only reservation with that was maybe who ended up taking the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he minds playing meats, so I'm gonna go ahead and put him in as the Cowboys here at
Okay.
this pick.
See, part of me thinks Mike has been so vocal about the Cowboys, and that's why they weren't who I thought he was going to take. I feel like
That's
he's just
possible
kind of
too.
playing into where someone else has said it in a mock draft that he was going to go there, and so he's just kind of playing into it. If he
He lives in
doesn't go with the
Texas,
Cowboys,
and that's not his team, so
yeah. If he doesn't go Cowboys, I don't know where I would have him going though. I think maybe in this scenario, I think maybe the Jaguars, just because you got a superstar quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, you've got a really good defense, young but good, and then a solid offense. I could see him going with the Jaguars if he doesn't go with Dallas.
yeah, that's a good team. I know he's gonna want to take a team where he doesn't have to look for a quarterback because I'm pretty sure he did that the entire last cycle.
Yeah.
So he's probably over that, and yeah, taking a team with a quarterback. But I don't know if he'd go with the Jags, being a Colts fan.
That's true. I didn't even think of
So
that.
yeah, but I don't know what he would do if he didn't take the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he's going.
All right, Doink at 13. Oh, this is my pick, isn't it? See, Doink's another one that's. I feel like he's right on the edge of being, in those championship games. But I don't know that there's anybody left in the NFC that's anywhere near the teams that have been taken. You have meets there. There's really not, um, other than Faz as the Falcons, unless I'm missing something, and D-Muse as the Saints, both in the same division. Um, Really, the only two guys that should give Doink a real run for it if he went into the NFC so far. But I just don't think I don't think he likes any of those teams. You know what? Except the Vikings. I'm going to say Doink takes the Vikings. I was going to give him the
Yeah,
Jets
I
here.
think I think the Vikings are his team, right?
Yeah, the Vikings are his team, and that's why I'm going to go with him. I think when he looks at the
Yeah.
board, he can either go AFC where it's, prime,
He's got a lot of
QP,
options
Dan.
here.
You've got Dump in there now. Um, I just think, I think he sees that, and despite there being a little bit better teams, I think he feels like he can do something with the Vikings and they're his team. So I see him going with the Vikings.
Yeah, it's an all right pick. I mean, that's going to be hard to pass on like the Bills and the Chiefs and all. I mean, the AFC East is
Yeah.
completely. You guys still got the Dolphins. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
think
lot of
more
good
than
teams
anything
on the
though, Dwight
board.
just really enjoyed playing me, so that's why he's gonna take me.
There you go.
Yep. All right, so next up we got your pick here, and it's double rice, no bean, and is he taking the Patriots or not?
Oh, definitely not. He's going to put out his list that he's dwindling down to his top team, and he's going to put the Pats at like number 2, even though he was never going to take them. Let's see, what's he going to do here? I don't know that the Chiefs are his team. Hmm. I guess I'll give him the Bills at this point. I mean,
Okay.
that's kind of hard to pass them up at 14.
Yeah, I mean them falling to 14, they fell to into the 20s in primer last night. So seeing them go to 14, not a huge surprise, but both of them actually are a bit of a surprise. Yeah, I don't know where he would go. I wouldn't be surprised if he does this countdown. He gets down to number one and hasn't named the Patriots yet, and then names another team anyway, and they're not even in his top 15 or whatever.
That would be pretty funny, actually.
So 15 is my pick with Fig, and to me, this one one of the easiest picks in the draft.
Fastest wide receivers, just slide it over. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. It's got to be the
I almost
Dolphins.
picked them for Rice there. So I mean, that's a
Oh, Fig
solid
would be
team.
heartbroken if the Dolphins go the pick before him, because
Hey,
I think that team might as well be the Miami Figs. I mean, all they have is a ton of speed, and that's exactly what he would want.
yeah, that's all he wants. Fast wide receivers. They've got a couple of them.
Yep.
So I mean, and two really good ones too. So
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not just fast. They're both superstars. And all right, so Clink at 16 at the halfway point. We saw him go with the Buccaneers before the blip, and then the Texans after. So kind of two polar opposite teams. Where do you think he goes here at 16?
this is kind of where I again wasn't sure. I know he likes to team build, um, but just don't see any of these teams like that he would maybe pick. So I'm actually gonna just keep going AFC East here. I'm gonna give
Okay,
him the Jets because they're young.
I like that. It almost kind of gives him a little bit of both anyway, because Aaron Rodgers will give you that kind of loaded team for the first two seasons or however long he sticks around, and then you've got to figure out that quarterback situation after that.
Yeah, I don't have no idea if that's what he would do, but yeah,
The team I was
give him
looking
that.
at before you said the Jets was actually the Commanders. Just having a really good defense, some pieces on offense, and then he can.
That's true. I mean, they don't have you do need to use your picks
Yeah,
because they do need some work in some areas, but I mean, at least your defense is fairly set. You don't have to worry about it too much.
yeah. Also an Eagles fan, so probably not too high on the Commanders. But you do have the Chiefs
True.
there as well. Chiefs sitting there at
He
16.
could take those for his wife. That's her
That's
team.
true. That would be a pick he could take. So 17, Biz is on the clock, and there's still quite a few really good teams on the board. Um, I,
What do you think he'd do here?
if I'm Biz, I feel like Biz likes the draft. So anybody missing a first round pick would be out. I think so. That takes out the Browns. Um, I don't think he likes to draft enough that the Cardinals are in. If I was to guess here,
He actually mentioned the Raiders at one point, so
he did
I don't
mention the
have
Raiders, but
any
I don't think they
idea.
had these teams
These
on the
teams are
board.
too good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like he would go with if the Jaguars had a little bit younger and some speed at receiver, because you know what, I'm gonna give him the Jaguars. Actually,
That's a good pick.
I think ETN is kind of his type of running back that he can throw to. Uh, you get the superstar quarterback. The only thing you don't really have is that speed receiver. But I think you're good there. I think you have enough assets you can trade. So I think 17 is the Jaguars. All right, 18 Tiny. No way he takes the Titans, right?
I'm pretty sure the Titans are off of every Titans fan list, except for maybe NYT because he's got picked pretty late. But so let's see. I mean, he's playing with the Cardinals, or they're maybe finishing up about now. But
Yeah.
let's give him the Cardinals, and just that means there's better teams sliding down.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll
So
go there right now.
we'll give him the Cardinals because you made the pick. To me, there's no way he passes on either the Ravens or the Chiefs.
That would be weird,
I
but
think he made an AFC Championship game with the Chiefs in primer, so I think he would go with one of those two. But okay, we'll
you're
give him the
probably right.
Cardinals. I could see. I mean, he took 4
Go ahead and
linebackers in one first round. So
so who's in the AFC West? I don't remember what we.
the AFC West is only QP right now.
Okay, yeah, give him the Chiefs instead.
Okay, you
I'll
want to give him the
change the
Chiefs
pick.
instead? All right,
Yeah,
let's do that. We'll take the
it's gonna be
Cardinals
hard to
out.
take the Cards when you've got a top, kind
Yeah,
of like a top, at least top five, top 10 team like left
I
there.
mean possibly the best quarterback in the game. I
Yeah.
think it's between him and Burrow, and it'd be tough. Okay, so Gutta. Right now you got Tiny and you've got QP in that division. Raiders are his team, but you've got some good ones on the board. I think. I don't think he. Man, I don't think he takes the Raiders. I think he ends up going with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
That's kind of what I thought here too. If they're there,
I think it's
I
kind
mean,
of another
if he
the
doesn't like
quarterback.
how the
Yeah,
AFC West shapes up, and I mean, the Raiders are not the best team in the game. Maybe he doesn't care to have them every time. But yeah, the Ravens are. That's a really good team to be there at
yeah.
19.
All right, so 20 is Paulie. You got Artie sitting right behind him, waiting on those Raiders. Does Paulie play spoiler and take the Raiders, or does he take something else?
Um, I've never seen Paulie be in the AFC that I remember.
He was the
That's
Dolphins.
possible. He was there
Uh,
once. Yeah.
yeah, when Matt
Um,
joined as the Patriots.
so let's see who's left here that looks good. Um, let's go Packers.
Packers. Okay.
Put them in the NFC. That's not a really a bad team there, but I'm just not sure here what he would do. He's kind of one of those guys I never know until it happens.
Yeah, and I think the Packers is a good pick. Defense is set. Offense has weapons. You need a quarterback if you don't like Jordan Love, but you have a first round pick and the Jets' second round pick, which right now that's Clink's pick with Fig and Bean also in the AFC. So it may not be the best pick, but it's still an extra second. All right, so 21, I don't think anything matters as far as divisions, conferences, whatever for RD. I think as long as the Raiders are there, they're the pick at 21.
Yep. RD could pick number 2, and the Raiders could be like the Rams roster this
Yeah.
year. He'd still take them. So
Yep. So I got him getting them.
it's a
So that
solid
brings
one.
up Noel. Noel just went to a Super Bowl with the Browns. Browns are on the board. There's no way he takes them, right?
I don't think he could do the Browns again. And I don't. Yeah, I mean, he had to navigate the cap last cycle, and this cycle it's even worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see him going Browns. I think at this point, the way this is looking, I think he'd probably go Giants.
That was going to be my pick as well.
Yeah.
We saw the success he had with Chubb. Barkley, a little different type of running back, but still an X factor running back, and I think that's why he would go there. All right, so that means KJ at 23. KJ, absolute wild card. No idea where he's going. Titans on the board. Don't think he takes them. I'm going to give him the Commanders. They've got a defense. They've got some offensive pieces. And KJ has said before his quarterback doesn't matter. So I could see him taking the Commanders.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick. I didn't know he said that his quarterback doesn't matter, but I guess kind of the way he plays, I mean, I can kind of see that. He kind of goes like West Coast short throws, quick stuff. So yeah, that's a good pick for him
Yeah, I
there.
think he was basically referring to he's going to be bad with whoever the quarterback is. So,
Same here. Yeah, me and
so I
KJ
think
are in
that's what
that
it's
same
going to be.
boat.
All right, so next up is you. So I'll make the pick again. That way you don't have to divulge any secrets if you have them. So I think you had mentioned you like the Cardinals, but you said there were some other teams if they fell, you would like them better. And I think one of those teams would be the Lions. Um, I think they have a lot of good pieces. You do have Jared Goff. You got to figure out that. But I think if the Lions fell to you at 24, I think you would be happy with them. The other team I was thinking maybe would be, man, I don't know. I don't think there is another team on this list. I think it would be between the Cardinals and the Lions.
This is kind of shaping up how it was going before when I was kind of slotting like best available here on some of the guys I didn't know where they'd go.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, like I'm not even sure. There's probably 4 or 5 teams that are almost a tie at this, like when we're down here at these last few. So
All right. So 25 Colts, and we can switch. I'll give you this one. Who do you
okay,
think Colt takes?
Colts. So he's definitely not gonna be taking the Texans. Um, you know what? He might. I'm gonna go ahead and have him follow his buddy Noel. He's gonna be the Browns this cycle and see if he
I
can
can see
make a
that.
Super Bowl with the Browns.
All right. So Colt takes the Browns. I mean, there are cap issues, and it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates those. But talent-wise, I mean, it's the Browns, and then the rest of these teams. It's not even close. So I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, roster wise, I mean, the Browns are. If it wasn't for the cap issues, they wouldn't be on the board. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Two-step, absolute wild card. Um, never know what he's going to do, and really not the greatest of options here. Um, I think he goes maybe best roster available, which I think is the Bucks. I know they're not
Then
great,
go.
but you got two good receivers. Baker's not awful. He's usable, I guess. So at least till he can draft one of his first to four quarterbacks or whatever he does, I think he goes with the Bucks here.
That's probably the best roster available. I mean, you they're getting older, and you kind of
Yeah.
start your rebuild. But yeah, that's a good team still.
All right. So Monty coming in at 27, he just coming off of a season where he was the Broncos. Where do you have him going?
This is pretty tough because
Yeah.
the teams that are left are either they're not that great, or it's like a rebuild, which I don't know if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, I don't feel like
But
he's a rebuild type of guy.
I mean, it's I'll just give him the Texans here. I mean, that's
Okay.
they got a lot of youth and stuff going on, so maybe he can make them into the team he wants.
I could see that, and he should be able to do pretty well with Stroud. He struggled to find a quarterback, I think, in Denver. The other team I thought about maybe would be the Patriots, just so he could follow Bean. I think he enjoys playing him, but I could definitely see the
It's true.
Texans.
Yeah, Patriots they're kind of one of those teams. Even when they're winning Super Bowls, they're just kind of boring roster and in game.
Yeah. So here we have an interesting pick. You have NYT, right? He's got Prime in the AFC South. He's got Biz in the AFC South, and now Monty. I don't know if he wants to play in that division with the Titans, but looking around, I mean, you got the Patriots. You're gonna have uh, Bean, Clink, and Fig. Maybe he thinks he can compete in that division and takes them because I think he doesn't want to get smoked all division or all cycle like he was starting to in that AFC South before the blip. So maybe the Patriots. That the NFC West is right now. It's just Woods and Matt. Um,
I think he could go cards again, just so he could post the GIF of that dude without his bottom legs.
that's true. He could continue to post that. I'm man. I think the Patriots are just not good enough. I'm gonna say he goes Cardinals. I think the picks. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be the picks, and there's some speed still there. We've seen when he drafts the fastest receivers, sometimes way higher than they need to be. So I think the Cardinals might actually be a good spot for him. And then it's just right now it's just Woods and Matt. They're in the NFC West, and I don't think he has a problem playing either of those two.
Yeah, probably not. And then this is kind of the bottom teams
Yep.
left here in a way. So
So we're
Cards
down
at
to
least have
four.
picks.
Oh, we can just kind of discuss these and see who we agree on, or maybe we'll do that for these bottom four. AJ, really
I mean,
no good choices here.
Patriots, right?
I could see the Patriots.
I mean, I don't even know what you do here. I kind of have the Rams as my number 32 team.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he goes Patriots. I'll agree with that. I think they have enough there. Um,
they've at least got cap room.
yeah,
I
they've
mean,
got
they
some
don't have a
cap
lot of
room.
extra picks or anything, but you got
Yeah.
stuff to work with.
Okay, we'll do Patriots there. You got a lot of speed at receiver there. You got a rookie corner that could be fun, and Gonzalez. So maybe he enjoys the Patriots. I know he's got to deal with Mac Jones, but he had quarterback issues in New Orleans, and really everybody on the board is going to have quarterback issues. So
True.
Gilbert at 30, coming off the Ravens. This is going to be a downgrade no matter who he goes with.
Yeah, and I don't know if enough about like what Gil likes in a team. He hasn't really gotten to pick um, really since he's been in the SML. You got the Broncos and then the Titans.
I think he
Titans.
goes Titans. I think he
Yeah, I
traded for
mean,
Derrick Henry.
okay. Yeah, so he's already used them then. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would. It's kind of a toss up between those two. I think Rams are probably dead last of what I'd be looking at here.
I mean, so he traded for Derrick Henry, so now he can draft Derrick Henry. When he was in primer, he had the Jets. He drafted a quarterback, then he traded for Justin Fields. So he likes having multiple quarterbacks, and here he's going to have Tannehill, Levis, and Malik Willis. Um,
Yeah, Tannehill's not going to last very long, I don't think. And
no,
then you've got
probably
the other
not.
two, which I think overall wise, they may be rated right around the same. I'm not even
Probably.
sure.
So that means you have Rowan and Straw with the last two picks. Rowan's going to get a choice. Straw's going to get the leftovers. Broncos and Rams. Who does Rowan take? If he's got the choice, now he could take the Broncos, but then he's in QP's division with Tiny and RD. That is not going to be an easy division. Um,
I
or
mean, I could actually, when you get into the last two, I could actually see him maybe going Rams if he likes the division better.
yeah, and so that would be Woods, NYT, and Matt.
Yeah, I'll give him the Rams
All right,
here,
so we'll give
even
him
though
the
I don't
Rams.
think they're as good. But
Yeah, I could see the Rams here, and then that means Straw Blacks gets the Broncos, which I think he's got to be
not
happy it's
awful.
not the Rams.
Yeah,
And Tiny has to be upset because now it's QPRD and Straw in his division.
that would be tough. I
So
think
that'll be real
Straw's
tough.
pretty good. I mean, I think I played him in a bowl like before the last Madden cycle, and we did like the primer SML games, and it was pretty good if
Yeah,
I
he makes
remember
he
right.
makes Tiny a solid four in that division, uh,
Wow.
easily. And I'm not sure Straw's not the second best player in that division. So uh, that's how it works out. I think it could go that way. Um, I don't think we really
Yeah, I
reached on
mean,
any picks. The one that really to me kind of is up in the air, the two really is Woods and Finns. Um, because the 49ers and Panthers could be two highly sought after teams. So if one of them falls, they don't last very long before someone else picks them. Uh,
yeah, these mocks are kind of fun, but when you get to the live draft, if one of these guys up high or a couple of them like pick a team, like it kind of sets the whole way the whole rest of it falls. So
yeah, I mean you look at
yeah.
if I take the Bengals over the Bears,
Oh,
um,
right. Then that changes the whole
yeah,
thing right
Dump's
there.
gonna take the Chiefs, so they don't fall to Tiny. And I don't know that anybody in between me and Tiny takes the Bears to include him. So it's kind of could
It's true.
change everything. Just one difference, or Matt taking, you know, the Ravens over the Seahawks could change a
Yeah, I
lot.
mean, I'm pretty far down, so I've kind of been looking at a whole bunch of teams because just I don't have any clue who's going to be on the board down there. So I kind of tried to just make like a bottom five and then I've got some teams above that, but a lot of those in the middle, it's just personal preference of
Yeah.
what you want more. So
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for being on. This is our possibly last mock draft before the actual team draft, which God feels like it's been forever since we've had SML football, but it's slowly but surely getting here.
it's true. It's been a good feeling, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's time to get back in the groove.
All right. Well, thanks for being on, and good luck in the draft, guys. Hopefully, you enjoyed this, and maybe you got the team you wanted.